Hello, I'm Bennett and I'd like to teach you how to tie some flies this week on Chickabiddy. So, for today's fly, I would like to start off with the Griffith's gnat. It is a small fly that's extremely simple and very effective for trout, grayling, and some salmon. So, we are going to start off with a bobbin threader, which I know this might not look professional, but this is just a loop of monofilament tied at the end with the overhand knot. The way you use this is you put the halfway point, form a loop, and stick it down the tube of your bobbin here. Okay. You might need to give it a little twist so it goes all the way through. But once you're done feeding it through, you should have a loop coming out of the beginning of the bobbin. Now, you will put your spool of thread. I'm using black here, and you are feeding the tip of that black thread through the loop of monofilament that you have pushed through your bobbin tube. You're going to pull that through and then pull the end of the bobbin threader with the overhand knot on it, and it will bring your tying thread through the bobbin. Now that we have threaded our bobbin, we will be picking out a hook. I am going to use a size 14 today. You will put that hook in the vise so that the barb is facing one of the sides. You will smash that barb, and when it comes out, it should look like this. No barb visible. Set your hook in your vise by putting it between the two clamps and pushing down your lever. Next, you will begin to set your thread. To set your thread, start from the back of the fly and gradually wrap forwards to the eye of the fly hook. Once you have reached the eye, wrap back over those loops you just made. Once you have done this, you will want to select a strand of peacock herl from a feather, and you will strip the small fibers from the base of the herl and put some loops over that on your fly hook. After that, you will cut off the excess thread hanging on your fly hook and trim off the excess ostrich herl. Next, you will tie in a grizzly hackle, stripping off the feathers so there is no down visible on the tip of the feather. Loop that in as well. Now, take your peacock herl between your fingers and slowly wrap it up to the head of the fly. Then wrap your thread over the peacock curl while you're with your other hand while you hold the peacock curl. Snip off the excess. Take your hackle pliers and clamp them on to the end of the hackle. And then in the same way you wrapped the peacock curl up the fly shank, wrap the hackle. Once you have reached the head of the fly, in the same method you used to tie on the peacock curl, tie on the hackle. Snip off the excess. Smooth back the fibers at the head so you completely cover them with thread, and you'll create a small bump of thread. Next, you will create a loop in the thread by putting your 2 fingers on top of the thread, twisting them over, and putting the loop over the fly's head. This is called a half hitch knot. Finally, cut off the thread and cement the head of your fly. And there you go. Griffith's gnat.